If you have a child who really wants to be baptized, don't say no. Never discourage a child from baptism. Tell the child, good, we'll get you ready.
What would be the use, or what stage do you think that someone should be rebaptized? Is there a need for rebaptism or just to recommit?
Okay. That's highly personal. But Ellen White writes in Evangelism, page 375, when a soul is truly reconverted, let that soul be rebaptized. Reconversion must take place in the churches. I've told this story many, many times. I'll tell it again. I was running a brief weekend revival at a church somewhere, I won't mention the country. I made a call, 50 people came for rebaptism. So I met with them in a room, and a retired minister joined me. And he told us, in his ministry, he came to the point where he realized he wasn't growing spiritually at all. And so he went to the conference president and said, I'd like to be rebaptized. The president said, no, the church would think you did something. He said, I've done nothing, but I have not grown in years. I need to start all over with God and be rebaptized. The president said, we'd baptize you at night. He said, no. Baptize me right in front of my church, because there are members of my church who need to do the same thing. And he was rebaptized. He felt he needed to start with God again. I was at a certain church doing a week revival like this, and the pastor's wife and son got rebaptized. I went to another church, did a revival, the associate pastor got rebaptized. Rebaptism is personal. The fact that you've been a church member for years does not mean you've been a child of God. Your life may be like this. Actually, your life cannot be like this. It's either this or that. It cannot be this. And if it's not that, it's this. Now, it may be gradually like this. You can hardly tell. Years have to pass, and you realize, wait a minute, how did I get down here? It happens slowly. If the Spirit convicts you, make the decision. In Acts chapter 19, Paul came across 12 disciples who had never heard of the Holy Ghost. He taught them the Holy Ghost and other things. They all 12 were rebaptized, Acts 19, verse 5. Rebaptism is in the Bible. Now, you don't get rebaptized every time you come to church late. Now, that's not what I'm saying. I'm not saying that. But there is a place for, the Bible never says get baptized once. By the way, if you have a child who really wants to be baptized, don't say no. That desire may leave the child. Baptize the child can be rebaptized later on. Are you following me? There is no Bible verse that